All right, hello everybody, and welcome to the UHE Sports Twitch channel where we have UHE Varsity versus San Diego State University. I am Leighton Professor Leighton Martin, and joining me today, like yesterday, is Joseph GDS Jojo Isetti. How you doing today, Joe?
I'm doing good.
Nice. And we're in for a good treat. Yesterday, we saw UHE lose 2-0 versus San Jose State University, and now they're against another tough opponent, San Diego State, who's also in that top 4 contention, and they are the only school to have beaten Utah State as well, who previously has beaten UH as well.
Right. So kind of a unfortunate defeat from to the Spartans yesterday. We saw picks like the Silas, which is now being hovered, really kind of dominating performance and kind of stifling the draft from UHE Sports. So after the hover, they decided to go Zach here, which is immediately answered by Jarvan 4. We saw some of the picks from yesterday being Jace. What kind of picks are must bans for today's match?
They already got Fiora and Olaf out of the way. They're a top laner for San Diego State University. He has been spamming that quite a bit, so very smartly so they're taking that away from him. I'm trying to remember correctly what else he did pick. I do know for the composition as well, they play a lot of Lee Sin, but sadly that won't be happening this time around because Jarvan is picked. Renekton might be a good pickup as well. I've seen the top laner for SDSU picked that a lot, pop off as well. But already we see, like you mentioned, Zach and J4, but now we have Draven and Ezreal. We saw Draven yesterday in the hands of San Jose, but now it's in the hands of Ryan Park, and now Lasius. And it's Silas. Silas can pop off. It can be either in the jungle or in the mid lane too, actually. So that's a bit of a flex pick.
It's interesting to see the Silas come down here. Although there are not many ultimates that Silas might want to steal based on the draft so far, it really limits the types of ultimates that we might want to see coming out from the enemy team here. The Cataclysm has been able to get pretty good value in some of these games, but against Ezreal, with the Arcane Shift, it's kind of going to be hard to lock him down, stealing that.
Yeah, definitely so. See the rest of the bands. Orin banned out towards Clown. He plays a lot of Shen as well, so that might be banned out against him, just maybe. Like I mentioned, Renekton's still on the back foot for this squad. Support's still up as well for UH. They might get targeted towards that as well. We have to wait and see. Jack's banner. So a lot of top focus from UHE currently, and Rakan to round that out as well.
Right. The Rakan from Unison yesterday was showing tremendously. There were a lot of good opportunities that were kind of shut down by the Draven pick, but with Draven now on the side of UHE Sports, there's not too much stopping Rakan from just knocking up either the Karma or the Ezreal after Arcane Shifts on cooldown. So this might be a kind of a dangerous to be paired with Draven, considering just how much kill power Draven brings into the bot lane.
Yeah, and smartly so, also taking away the Syndra as well. Very strong pick for that for the enemy mid laner as well. And yeah, for San Diego State, I do want to see what else they can pick up on the field. But Orianna against a Silas, and for Silas, that's another good ultimate for him to steal. But you're sort of seeing the Wombo combo composition coming in from SDSU already, and it's looking a bit scary. I'm not gonna lie.
Right. We constantly see this Orianna pickup in the mid lane with some kind of enabler like Wukong or Sejuani's even sometimes, or J4. But it's not always guaranteeing. A lot of different times, Orianna doesn't actually end up getting saved the ult for the J4 engage. So, especially with a pick like Silas, so many times with so many ways to get in on the enemy comp with the Abdon and Abscup, taking the Orianna ult might just spell disaster for the Silas, who's really going to be in their faces. And the last 2 picks, wow.
It should. All right, so it is going to be Silas jungle and not going to be the... Wait. Is that Zach support? Or is that Shen support? It's a 50-50. The way to see once they swap around. And there's the Jace. You talked about it earlier in the draft. So that's Jace top. And that is another pick that Falcao King... I am butchering his name so hard. He likes to pick that a lot as well, pairing up with Chemo in the jungle on Jarvan. But it is gonna be Initian on Zach, and he's played this pick before in the jungle and support, so he's very comfortable with this pick. And It's very interesting. So against Karma and Ezreal, Ezreal can get out with Arcane Shift, but Karma, it's a little bit of a sitting duck.
Right. I think the main part that UHE Sports is going for, they just want to enable they
They want
just
to
want to
fight.
enable Ryan Park to fight. Fight, fight, fight. Because once he gets ahead and once he gets rolling, he's shown several times that he will steamroll the game. So they're just trying to get him ahead with some kind of hard engage support. Again, the synergy between Shen and Zach is looking very nice. Shen ult, of course, United stand United on Silas taking the Ori ult. You know, these are all kind of devastating if they can be pulled off.
Oh yeah, definitely. So we're talking about the La the Wamba, but Laces on Akali. It's something you don't see of him too much. Like we mentioned, we saw yesterday talking on the Syndra, the Vex, Lissandra, but Akali very much so a power pick. I'm very happy for this composition from UHE. Very aggressive. I like it a lot. And also, a special shout out to the coach of UHE Varsity, Otter God. Happy birthday to you, brother. You're still a boomer.
Wow, happy birthday, Otter God. Maybe for a birthday present, UHE takes his dub. We'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll have to see on that one. It is a possibility. But let's look at the top lane matchup. Jace versus Shen. That's gonna be a very hard matchup for Clown early on. A lot of the poke coming in from this Jace when he's in his gun form. And honestly, Clown has played as perfectly as possible to get away from him. And Draco, we probably won't see him too much on that top side of the map. Probably going a lot more towards mid and bot. If you get Lace and Orion Park ahead, it will snowball in their favor, hopefully.
Right. I would expect to see again, just like yesterday, the mirror top to bottom clear from both junglers because bot lane is really what's going to make or break
Mm-hmm.
this game. Whether Ryan Park is able to just snowball and decimate the bot lane, or whether he falls behind and Ezreal gets to scale nicely into the mid game. These are going to be probably the defining factor. Shen's going to scale regardless, right? Shen is going to have some utility with taunt and with stand united, but
Just press R. Easy
this
peasy.
the spot lane, right? If there's no damage on the Draven, what is he doing, right? Not too much utility can provide. So I think we'll see a lot of action in the bot lane again this game.
Agreed on that one. Agreed on that. I think that's all we can say for now. We have a minute left until spectator delay is over before we get into the riff. But we'll take a short break for now. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with some more League of Legends action with San Diego State University versus University of Hawaii Esports. We'll see you soon. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to some League of Legends action here on the UHE Sports Twitch channel. Like I said earlier, San Diego State versus UHE. And on the line is a spot for better seedings in the playoffs for Mountain West. You know, you don't want to face get off against Utah. They have 3 players in the top KDA, but here we are, JoJo. We're here.
Yes, with Utah, the not only the seeding on the line, but importantly the chance to not play Utah because that team is deadly. We have some level 1 shenanigans going down, but Unisan missing the E and Clown unfortunately missing the taunt means Oriana's just gonna walk away, purely getting to live and not having to burn flash. Some level 1 shenanigans. I'm not sure if we should see anything here at level 1. I mean, certainly there's some level 1 shenanigans to be had, and it looks like we're having it.
Yeah, some level 1 the taunt does land on top of the Jarvan. Chemo forced back away, but here comes Unician, forced the flash out from Chemo, and already the flag, the drag. He's a little bit low. One more hit will do the passive, but they'll survive. Minions are almost in the lane already as well, and I don't really know who won. I'm pretty sure if you're on the side of San Diego State, you're thinking, this is a dub in our books. Sure, we made a blown a flash there, but they don't get the lane in time.
It's a flash trade for what will be ultimately a different level gap that's happening in the bot lane. With Draven, those early levels so important to determining the outcome of the game. You know, the level 1 and level 2 cheeses, especially strong coming out from a Draven Zac comp, but it looks like they're just going to be stifled out here because Unician got chunked. So, you know, the flash is big on Chemo. He can't really go for so many aggressive ganks, but bot lane, again, going to be one of the biggest points of contention. So we'll have to see how this pans out.
Oh, yeah, indeed. And the big thing as well is also our boy Draco. He's a little unfortunate as well. A later start compared to the Jarvan. You know, he got the wolves, or not the wolves, the chickens already, now going for the red buff in the full clear bot side. See what happens. And top lane Clown, he started off with his E instead of his Q. It's a little bit unfortunate, but here comes the blob man. Level 2 for passing the John and Booty Devour. Now they're about to devour Ryan Park, forced to heal out and the flash away from this Draven. And already, Booty Devour is so healthy while passing John is so low. Ignite's available for actually neither of them. Flash out. First ball goes over to Ryan Park 2001, but here comes Chemo as well. Kill does not go over to the Ezreal, but he almost dies as well. 1-for-1 trade in that bot side.
Yeah, it's exactly like we said. The level 2 is so potent, but without the Zac Q, Unician's just jumping in and he has to play with his blobs, but unfortunately not available. And another fight going down in the bot lane while Draco Lorien unfortunately not being able to snatch up Booty. They just take him down, smiting the blob. Double kill over to Chemo.
Yep, Booty was not snatched up as all. Unfortunately, he lives with a sliver of health and top side. That gap is still growing just a little bit as well as we see. But 3-0-0 for Jarvan the 4. That's not a bad start if you are the jungler. And I feel like we've seen something similar yesterday with San Jose State. The jungler gets far ahead early on, and it just stifles for UHE after that. As you see Draco trying to do something in the top side, but it's worth, buddy. They see you. Sorry, man. You just gotta farm your jungle, try to get back in the game, get level 6. Like we mentioned, a lot of good ultimates to steal. You got the Command Shockwave, the Cataclysm. You got, you know, the True Shot Barrage. There's a lot of stuff to steal.
Yeah, but Jarvan just has Chemo having so much tempo here. Went to Draco Lorient. Again, it's a good idea trying to get the shutdown and kill Booty when he's so low. But unfortunately, the slight misstep and the inability to kill him is really setting him behind. He's looking to get ahead by stealing away some of Chemo's camps. They saw Chemo Bond, so punish by taking his jungle camp. So there will be no chicken nuggets for Chemo on this round. But I think that Draco Lorient has yet to clear his own buffs. So arguably, this might be not so good for Draco.
That's definitely be a low-level buff still, man. Maybe you want chicken nuggets now, personally speaking. Joe, thank you very much. Making me hungry.
Yeah, well, maybe OtterGod will give you some for his birthday, right?
There you go, there you go. But a bot lane, we have another shenanigans happening. No flash available for either of these bot laners from UHE. The Flagger Drag does miss. He wants to go on top of Pass Me the John. Instead, he'll be passing him a kill. to the Booty. Booty will fall on top side as well. It's a double kill for the Jace. We missed that action across the board. Looks like they tried to do a dive. It didn't. It went A-wire for UHE. So now it's 2-4 trade top side, but Falca King looking pretty mean right now.
Is that Falca King? Is that not Piao?
Piao. All right. Don't listen to me. It's Piao.
No, I don't know.
You're probably right. I don't know either. We'll call him King.
Yeah, King is good. If I say Piao, then I mean King.
Yeah, we'll call him King. It makes more sense.
So,
wow.
Yeah, we're seeing the attempt to dive top. We know that Chemo's bot, and Draco really trying to take advantage of knowing where Chemo is to try to make things happen on the map. But he's just down so much farm and so much EXP that King was really able to just take 1v2 2-for-1 trade. And Jace again, his early game is really scary. So we're going to see the regank, though, from Draco.
Again.
We're going to try to make something happen. Jace is level 6, though. Taunt coming down from Clown.
And look at the action. They might get it here, though. Might go over to the Shen, which I would say I'd rather have on the Silas. The Fed Silas is a very scary Silas, but here comes Karma. Pass me the John. Maybe passing a kill to the Jarvan. Instead, Flag Drag does not connect. And he had to be very, very careful. There's a lot of people there to help him out. Mid lane, though, might see some action. Inistian, though, ready to just dash himself forward, does not connect, but he has no passive. And if you're a Zach with no passive, you're just a walking blob over there.
Yeah, really good awareness from the side of San Diego, pinging immediately that there might be somebody in the bush, given that there is no blob to be found in the bot lane. Some good level of communication coming out. John really doing a good job of matching Unician's attempt to try to get something happening in the mid lane here.
Oh yeah, indeed. It happens. TP available for Clown. He probably has to use it back towards the top side of the map to get back. Oh, he's not! Alright, I'm surprised. Both TPs use mid lane though to get back to it, and there it is. TP for Clown. Makes pretty smart. You want to try to make sure you stay even in the gold and experience in the top side. Ryan Park trying to get level 6 as soon as possible. He should just be about there. And yeah, looking at the items right now. Oh! That is a whip for the J. So definitely a unique build coming in. You see a lot of like other builds for this character, but instead of rooted up will be Ryan Park. They jump in, the 1Q lands on top of Booty Devourer. Instead he'll flash out, smartly so, the summoner spell down for the San Diego State Red.
That was a really good gank by Draco. He identified that the Unician that would be coming right back into lane, and they successfully get the flash out from Booty. Maybe things can happen, but something going down now. Lasius going on to Curly. Curly still have flash available, but it kills! And Lasius flashing out, but not being able to get past the turret range. The turret will trade back for Curly. It's a 1-for-1 in the mid lane.
I'm trying to think. Is that going to be a Stride Breaker or a Gore Drinker for top side, though? Or that
I would imagine it would be a Stride Breaker. But if it's a Gore Drinker, we saw Gore Drinker Graves yesterday. At this point, anything is possible.
Hey, yeah, it's 2023, man. We've seen some weirder things in the league. We've seen Caitlyn support, etc. Clown right now on the top side, duking it out with both Chemo and King. And there goes the hijack from Draco to see how he'll deal with this. Herald is still up. They're trying to steal it. He does steal the Rip. Herald Cataclysm goes in on top of it. It's back-to-back Cataclysm, actually. The shutdown goes over to Draco on top of Chemo, but here comes Command. Shockwave shutdown on top of Clown. He will go down. Nipsey will fall as well. That will be the passive, actually. Going down, rooted in place will be Lasius trying to help out his brother in arms, but it said he might be the one to fall soon. He had to back the heck away as Draco as well won't be there to help him out. Lasius still gets rooted up. That is a decent amount of damage. Ignite as well. Tick-tock, but he will not fall. And that is not a bad trade for UH.
Right, that was huge that Draco Lorien was able to steal away the Rift Herald. That Rift Herald, might have spelled doom for Clown. With Jace having so much dominance, taking that top tower early might have just spelt really free Jace, able to move around the map and put more pressure on Lasius, which is going even right now. Although I'm kind of interested at the Ignite coming out from John onto Lasius. Orianna not exceptionally known for her early game damage.
A little bloodthirsty, but here we go. Upscon, Upduck as well will miss with the R2 coming in from Lasius. And another shutdown going over to the Silas. The Kingslayer is prime and ready.
Just absolutely coordinated play there from UHE Sports. Textbook play. Lasius will have to back off though here because Chemo is out for blood. Cataclysm not available, and Draco does not have ult either. So yeah, just handshaking and leaving.
Draco does have his hijack, but since it is only a level 1, I believe it excels with level as well, he won't have it in time. He's on top of J4, so he has to use it on top of people like the Orianna, the Ezreal. I'm so confused on how the Karma one works, but instead we see a fight in topside. There goes Hammerform coming in from the King, and Clown will just be walking away. Unfortunately, a Clown cannot match to a King, sadly.
Actually, I think that was an amazing trade from Clown. I mean, really showing the damage coming out from the Q after the taunt. Even though King had a huge stacked wave, it just didn't matter. Shen W negated a lot of that damage, and he was able to win the trade. If Jace missteps like that again, we might see the fall of that King. As Draco Lorient looks to pick up the dragon here.
But speaking of King, here comes Jarvan the 4th. Draco by himself on top of this dragon. Here comes Constructor Barrage. It is so low, but he smited Jarvan, but it was still enough. They slay the dragon. Passing to John gets killed on top of Draco, though. Ryan Park gonna duke it out against 3 members of the red side. That's a huge stand aside there, but it is not enough. Booty will devour Ryan Park today. That's a 2 for Dragon trade.
Yeah, Chemo showing who is the Demacia. I don't even know where I was going with this. But anyways, Chemo picking up the kill there with Cataclysm. Lucian might be getting caught out here.
He is. No passive.
Like the sword is mightier than the blob. Fortunately taking down Lucian there.
Yeah. No. Sorry, when he said sword mightier than blob, I thought of Dragon Quest. I'm like, yeah, swords and slimes. I played no Dragon Quest. I know how this works. You know, Slash is like 6 damage, you know, falls there. And Herald actually is in the pocket of Clown, though, but here comes the Kingslayer. Draco wants to do something, and again, he gets a kill on top of the top side. And
again, King just playing so aggressively, but again, it's mid-game now. Shen's able to play the game, and with the presence from Draco Lorient, that spelled doom for King falling down.
Oh.
Or Drinker being picked up from King.
All right, Diamond Kevin, how is Gore Drinker on Jace? Please, Diamond Kevin, please help us out there. But here comes Flag and Drag from Clown, and nothing else will capitalize. Wants to get rid of that Herald. That's 2 plates, though, down. This outside, that's a more goal for Draco and Clown, as Lasius, he's getting a little poked down by this Orianna, but that's to be expected, especially with that range.
Yeah, Kevin in chat saying, we're cooking. I agree. This is cooking. This, you know, King is cooking. He's messing with the sauce. Let him cook. We have 2 Gore Drinkers out from the side of San Diego. It's going to be a lot of brawling happening. So, you know, maybe accounting for such a brawly comp, trying to get value from this tightly packed as Unisian goes in on Curely, but it's a 3v2, not having vision in the bush. Lasius actually deciding to take the command shockwave, putting him back in, but he is in the shroud. Stand United coming down. Flash coming out from Clown, and it's actually UHE Sports that picks up John. Can they continue? Doesn't look like
not just yet, but Radiant Virtue for the Shen, though. So as soon as he ults, it does heal them up just a bit. And you mentioned command shockwave. Look who has it now. It's Draco. He has the command shockwave. You do get spotted out by that Scrying Orb, though. But what a phenomenal fight from UHE there. Doing pretty good. It looked a little iffy once Unisian went in. Lace tried to follow the shockwave, but enough damage from Draco and the flash taunt from Clown. When the flash is up on top of a Shen, you gotta be careful, because you never know who's gonna land on. Either your AD carry, your mid laner, your support. And John, he got passed around by UHE.
Yeah, they really do have to be timing Clown's flash, because Clown is showing just the dominance that Shen can provide in these kinds of early skirmishes. You think you're there with the 3v2 and it's an easy fight, and Clown comes in.
Here coming is Upduck, Upscon, etc. Command Shockwave as well. He gets rolled back in place on top of them as well. And Draco, man, he is the king truly this time around. The mantra Q, just a little bit of poke, stack the wave. And actually, it's going to be a whole lot of people coming towards top side as well. Laces wants to get some of that action if possible, but Ryan Park might be in a bit of a pickle. Here comes Chemo. And without a flash, you're in a bit of a predicament. The stand aside, not just yet, but instead he's the ultimate as they want to do some damage on top of Booty. But instead, he will fall again. Yes, every time he leaves, Ryan falls. But first tower in top side, though, as a consolation.
Right. Really textbook play from Chemo. You know, and Unisian just taking an unfortunate time to walk around. Arguably, Chemo, if Unisian was there, it might have gone differently. The Ezreal playing kind of more forward.
Oh.
Oh.
He dead.
He dead.
He dead. He dead.
Well, as good assassins do, we didn't even see her assassinate her. It was just too fast. We don't even know what happened.
Let's be real. The real assassin is actually Unisian on this Zach. I do want to point out, though, BT for the Draven and Triforce has been built for a while on top of this Ezreal. That's why you see his Q is doing so much more poke damage recently.
Yeah, on Ezreal, the Essence Reaver builds have been becoming more popular as people go back to a more 80 carry on-hit attacking style of Ezreal. But in this kind of game where we have Shen, Sylas, Akali, Draven, Zac, all of those are just major threats onto you. So really making sense to go for the, the classic tried and true Triforce Ezreal build here.
I wonder if that's going to be a Radiant Virtue Zac or if that's going to be a Locket Zac. We'll have to wait and see because the same component. So Unisian, mid lane, we look at that dragon, but instead Unisian gets a kill on top of the mid laner and Herald gets popped up as well.
Clown. Yeah, Curly actually having to flash here, so flash will not be available the next time they fight, and I'm certain that Clown will have
here it is, though. The flash out from King. King will fall to Lacey as they're trying to get away Draco. The Kingslayer against the King. He has his own Cataclysm as well. They jump in on top of him, and it looks like Chemo will be the one saying bye-bye. Good night, baby, as he will fall. And here comes Draven as well. The ultimate double kill going over to Draco. And with no globals up yet, nothing big on the board. No Dragon, no Baron. This might be a mid lane turret take for UHE as well.
Yeah, and so Chemo said, get in here. You're in here with me, and Draco Lorient just giving him the Uno reverse card. Actually, you're in here with me. Drinker, unfortunately, not being able to keep up with the sustain that Sylas's W provides. So, this type of itemization might actually be working backwards against the favor of San Diego State. 2 board drinkers is probably just not enough to keep the Sylas, as massive as he is. They just can't keep up with the healing that he has.
He got the Night Harvester. He got the Shadow Flame. Like our boy Kevin said, they are cooking right now, and it smells like a UHE victory. Just maybe. Don't want to jinx it just yet, but it is a possibility.
Commentator cursed. Commentator cursed.
I've done that many times. Don't worry. As we see Unisian getting poked down just a bit, he's channeling his elastic sling shot, and he will sling himself away. Oh, baby. What a moment. As we see sort of a mid lane posture coming in from San Diego State right now as well.
Yeah, this Raptors pit is going to be so key for Unisian to secure vision on, because effectively San Diego cannot step up to that turret if they don't have vision on that pit. But first turret going down is rather big. It's going to allow King to push out the wave and rotate for any of these mid fights. So even with the surprise of the blob on them, might not be enough if it's 4v5. Can't roll out that Shen ult though, so.
Yeah, San United, but here comes the abduct, lands on top of Ezreal, but a nice arcane shift to counteract that as well. Here comes his own arcane shift. We'll look at Draco, command shockwave, but there goes San United as well. The passive for Zac is popped, but he will fall. The Kingslayer will fall to the King, but he will fall as well to Lacius. There goes the Shuriken. Will he go in is a question. Turns slow, but here comes Lacius. He wants more, but he's tagging the turret. He will fall, sadly enough, but there goes Jen on top of him. Ryan Park is super low, no mana just yet. Unisian will fall. So are Ryan Park. Last man standing is Clown. We've seen this yesterday against San Jose State and against San Diego. Clown has to back up. King will not chase too much. He's waiting for his taunt. There it is. And it looked like it was going to favor UH, but San Diego, now they're cooking.
Yeah, so the fight was going so well for UH Esports, but kind of an overestimation on Lasius on just how much that Karma W and Q would slow him. He was unable to get out from under the tower. And unfortunately, ends up taking the punishment, but Curly here overstaying the welcome. Draco Lorient forcing the TP out from King as they try to contest the tower. Unfortunately, San Diego able to pick up that tower by spending the TP from King.
Indeed, indeed. And now Draco. He's trying to slither in right now, trying to see if he can get some vision around this Baron pit, hopefully, or clear some wards from San Diego State. Baron is live minute for the next dragon. No TP will be available for King, but TP still up for Orianna for Theory as bot side. Shen, Clown in a predicament. Flash is available as well. He will taunt away when here comes Lasius, the Shuriken Ninja. What will he do though? He arcs in on top of Pass Me the Dawn. He will get the root in place. He will get stopped just barely. John though has to be careful. One taunt is all it takes. Will they overcommit? But here comes Unician, the blob with the plan. He flash in, get the double knock up. There it is. Oh, it's a playtime. It's a bounce house. As Draven wants to do his work as well. Command Shockwave lands on too, but the passive, the Radiant Virtue from this Zac is enough. And oh my god, Chemo, he is hungry. Flash for the Cataclysm, gets the kill, but here is Ryan Park gets the kill on top of King as well. And now they want to do some more damage. Fury will fall to Draco, and Draco wants more. He smells blood. Here comes Booty Devourer though. The Obscon Abduct, he will get on top of Jarvan. Booty Devourer's the last man standing. Triple kill going over to Draco, and that is gonna be not the ace, because John just spawned.
It's always such a pleasure to watch these really brawly comps, because as soon as you think that one team has taken it, the other team just snaps right back and takes it back. We saw that even with the Command Shockwave on 2, the Cataclysm on 3, it was just it was looking like disaster for UHE Sports. And then Draco shows up and demolishes them. He's really taking Kingslayer name too hard in this game. Just being able to shut down and steal back the lives that Chemo took on his team. Retribution. Indeed.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. 39 kills, 22 minutes. And it's still only a 2k goal, or less than 2k goal difference between these two squads, but 9, 4, and 6. You mentioned it. It's Draco. And he is doing some work right now, but that's not to say, we do have to point out, yeah, 2 Radiant Virtues, both on the Zac as well as the Shen. But also, it is a full supportive build coming in from the Shen. He is saying, I don't care. I will fall behind. I am the secondary support. He has a lot of stuff. He's just waiting for this if possible. But, man.
This is not what I expected, but I am glad to see. We see that Clown is really taking his role as the second support seriously. He is going to ult somebody for all of their health back, most likely Ryan Park or the Lasius who goes in, and he's just going to keep them alive. But Unison here, unfortunately, getting caught out. He's on a ward that he did not know of, and this is looking like it's going to be a Baron for San Diego State.
Yeah, especially with that big initiation down in the Zac, and Zac is so good with that, but Draco Lard doesn't care. And there goes the as well. They're just doing so much damage. Booty will fall, so will the Karma. Their Command Shockwave will do nothing, and it is a slaughterhouse as the ones being devoured is not UH, but it's San Diego State. Triple for Lasius, double for Draco, and not just that, it'll be the Baron as well.
Wow, who says numbers matter? 4v5? Haven't heard of her. This was just destruction coming out from UHE Sports. Unleashed power from UHE Sports. That was... I didn't even know what happened. They just died so quickly.
Let them cook. And the man of the hour is Draco Lorient, one of the newer members of this UHE Varsity squad as well, coming in this semester. And he is doing work. Every single time you see his Kindred ban, you see all the junglers ban, but he has always these picks ready to roll, and it is showing right now on top of this Silas. What an amazing game from him.
And we finally see the pickup of the Infinity Edge from the Draven. Earlier in the bot lane fights, not really seeing too much damage, even though he's hitting all of these axes and catching them like the showman he is. But with the IE, he is going to start to sting, and there might need to be coming out some more armor from the side of San Diego State. They're mostly itemizing here for Draco, which is fair, but Ryan Park's going to start to do some damage if they're not careful with their itemization here.
Indeed, indeed. As now they're just pushing towards all the lanes right now. Lace and that bot side. TP still available though, as they try posture towards the top side of the map.
And King is trying to back here. King is trying to base. But the Lysius and King both have TPs for this top fight. They're going to continue to siege top. And we might see a double TP coming in and just an all-out fight here.
Yeah, it'll be up to the one person, to Unician, and how he gets this engage roll. You see mid lane, Draco. He's trying to push all the waves if possible, trying to get them and make San Diego State be very undecisive right there.
Ironically, I don't think UHE Sports wants to force anything here. Draco just needs to posture as they get the Baron up minions on both top and bot, and Lasius is able to just back and TP whenever he wants. He has the push onto King. So again, we're seeing this game plan come out. It's working perfectly.
TP coming in. Down. There goes the slingshot on top of San Diego State. It's a bounce house yet again. Two members already fallen. Orianna and Karma will fall. Here's TP coming in from the King. The Laces is here. Laces is ready. Two more members are fallen. It's a clean ace for UHE.
Wow. Again, just the destructive power. Draco Lorien opting to target select onto the Karma. Karma getting nearly no value in these fights because she's just instantly blown up by Draco. And the Lasius damage is insane, hitting multiple people with the kunai strike, and the ult just coming in for the close. So this was really what we wanted to see from UHE Sports. They had this idea in their draft. They wanted Clown on the very supportive role. They wanted some kind of engaged support in the bot. They saw what they wanted, and they took it.
Jojo. This might be it. Command Shockwave, flag and drag. That's going to end the game in front of them, and that will be game one with a 51 kill game going over to University of Buddy Esports. Woo! What a game.
Wow, what a great showing for the first game in this match against San Diego State University. showing the domination, showing that they have some kind of pick. They want to achieve something in the draft and working out and achieving that. Really good stuff from UHE Sports.
So good. You gotta love it from UHE. Like you mentioned, they had a game plan this time around, and now they're making sure they do it perfectly every single time. Goddamn.
Draco really allowed to shine this game, but we're going to go straight into draft. As we go into draft,
I'm down.
Talking about Draco's performance here, we saw yesterday that Tabula Rasa on the side of Spartan Esports really worked to shut down Draco. But after Draco's little rough early game, he was able to farm it up, punish where he saw that he could punish, and he just took the game into his hands. Lasius again trying to support whatever Draco's doing, and Clown really playing well with Draco. So really phenomenal teamwork. On the side of San Diego State, though, we saw that Booty and John are just such a good duo in the bot lane. Their picks were fine. I don't think that anything was wrong with their picks per se, but ultimately the execution coming out from the power of Silas on Draco on Silas, closing out that game.
Here we are, game number 2, already into the draft, and as per usual, it's the Seraphine ban against Lasius. A lot of people have been banning that against them. They're very scared of it, especially if you run double marksman bot lane. Having Seraphine mid is so phenomenal to help you out with that, so you have to really good engage in the jungle and the top lane. And I think if you are UH, you stick with the same ban. You stick with the Olaf ban, you stick with the Fiora ban. Make sure that top lane doesn't become a problem, because they pretty much neutralize it in this game number 1.
Yeah, we're seeing the Olaf ban and the Kindred ban coming out. A lot of focus on this jungle, I guess. A lot of what I've heard
actually is top lane Olaf. Actually, it is top lane Olaf. Fun fact. King plays a phenomenal Olaf, phenomenal Fiora, and it is what it is.
Yeah, I think Olaf is really strong here because, I mean, you can flex it top, but it can also just go support. Ooh. I mean, it can go jungle. for free. And we see the was that an Akali ban? Oh no, a Silas
No,
ban coming
I,
up.
I like this. They're taking it away from both Curly as well as Chemo. They want to make sure that EF First now do not take this Silas, because Silas does so much good work in these fights, as we saw in the last game. So take it away. Caitlyn, as per usual, banned out against the man, Ryan Park. So we'll see what is the last ban coming in from UHE. I say probably another top, but yeah, there it is, Fjord. So sticking with pretty much the same bans as Jax insta-locked for King.
Yeah, Jack's still being really strong despite the nerfs. Able to duel, able to split, can
All right.
contribute to the team fight. Yeah, good pickup from the San Diego State. I'm surprised that we don't see a Cassidon ban, because every time Cassidon has gone unbanned and he's picked, it is very difficult if they make any mistakes and allow Cassidon to scale to 16. But we see the Malphite pick coming out again from Clown.
Hmm.
We saw this pick before to try to
Oh.
neutralize a very aggressive laner. I don't know if it'll work this time.
Yeah, hopefully, Clown. We saw it yesterday. There was a lot of whiffed ultimates on their Malphite. Hopefully, he corrected that mistakes. And Chemo on his signature Lee Sin. I mentioned it earlier. A consistent pick for him. Keeps on picking it. Keep on popping off on it. Sets up so many good engages. And unlike, Hawaii, they're not playing 100 ping. They're playing like 30, 40 ping. So, they're already better than us on Lee Sin belt.
Yeah, Lee Sin, again, no matter how much you nerf that champion, he is just going to do things. And Rise being picked up
Oh.
from Purely. This is an interesting pickup, because I'm not so much sure we have a lot of synergy between Rise and Lee Sin. Of course, Rise at level 3 or level 2 can opt to take the EW and secure the queue for Chemo, but Rise going to want to scale into this kind of mid-late game, whereas Chemo is really going to want to, kill them and end the game by 20 to 25 minutes.
Indeed, indeed. Let's see what will happen in just a second. As now we are in the secondary ban phase. Gragas picked up. That will be a Gragas. I want to say it's Gragas jungle, but
No, it
you
might
never know
be.
nowadays. Yeah, it could be Gragas Smith picked up heavily in this. At least it isn't. Oh, our observer say at least it isn't GP and as the instant lock of the Gragas. But I do want to say as well, Rise, like you mentioned, Rise versus Greg, that is one of the oldest matchups in League history. Back in season 1, season 2, this is the pretty much what was always picked back then.
Yeah, Gragas, I think, is really strong, and we've just recently seen in the Korean pro scene Gragas being picked up back in mid. Just able to offer so much value with the R, with the displacement, and with body slam, always potentially threatening a kill. Almost as deadly as Rise's EW threat, which again has been nerfed repeatedly. But we're seeing the 80 carries being banned out here. Yasuo actually being banned out against UHE Sports. This is an interesting ban. Did I miss something? Is Ryan Park insane on the, or rather, Lo-
Nope.
lo- lo-
Nope. Nope.
nope,
Nope.
nope.
Nope. Nope. I'll be honest. Nope.
Okay.
Nope. I mean, hey, it could be, Lacius on the Tristana, which that might be the situation, because like we mentioned the other day, Ryan Park, formerly rank 1 Twitch in North America, could also be Unician on the Twitch, but I don't think so. What a very, very interesting team composition coming in from the squad so far.
Yeah, this is a great place to pick up Twitch, because you don't know whether Tristana's going mid, going bot, if Twitch is going bot, or if going support, and if Gragas is going mid or jungle. So a lot of flex ability coming out from the slots of UH Esports. But Booty opting to pick up Sivir. Sivir, not too terrible against
Oh, that
the
bot lane.
Twitch, but it's gonna be Sivir Ash, which
That
offers that to me spells like, please clown ult TP bot and ult us please. So we'll have to see how this works out.
Indeed, and it is gonna be the Soraka Twitch bot lane, and Lacey is gonna be on top of that Tristana mid. So it's another comp that, so basically they have 2 Malphite ultimates pretty much, one from Lacey's and one from Clown is what's happening at the moment.
Yeah, if they don't pick up Chempunk Chainsword, then I'm not sure in what world we're living, because there was a time where everybody picked up this item, and then it was bad to pick up this item, and now this looks like the perfect game to pick it up. negate some of that Soraka healing.
Sorry, I'm getting
Just gonna be
PTSD.
huge.
I forget who it was. It was in LCK. One of the junglers built Chempunk and Thornmail, and I'm just screaming my screen like, why are you doing this? Why do you have both these items? It doesn't work that way, man. Hopefully, it doesn't happen this game. Well, we'll wait and see. But let's talk about the bot lane some more. Booty Devourer and passing the John on Silver Ash. That's a very scary lane to play against, especially if you are an immobile threat in Twitch and Soraka. You throw down the Ash ultimate and you have Silver use our ultimate as well, and you just get run down and chased as they just keep on auto attacking you. And Ash not getting changed just yet, as if you saw in the patch notes, they are changing her, so the Q will now be just a 10-second cooldown every single time. So it's gonna be very scary for this laning phase for Ryan Park and Unician.
Yeah, there's a lot of kill threat after 6. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow plus Sivir's R. There is just nowhere to run. So if you don't have Flash, say goodbye to your life. You're going to be visiting the gray screen. Alternatively, though, the Gragas jungle and the Malphite are really capitalizing, or the Sivir Ash pick rather, kind of really plays hard into Malphite R. If that hits 2 carries, that might just be GG on the spot. They don't have any way to get away from it, right? It's not like we see Ezreal on the Arcane Shift. There's just nothing for them there. So we'll have to see Clown, repeatedly in these games showing that he's in the position to carry on these really tanky, more supportive kind of characters. Doesn't have to play really flashy characters, just has to get value. And so this Malphite is going to be a lot of value in these team fights.
Indeed. So we have to wait and see what happens, how they can perform well enough, as will be going to a short break while we wait out the spectator delay. But don't go in there, guys. This is match point for UHE. If a win here will pretty much secure themselves a top 3 finish for the Mountain West CLoL Conference. A loss here will go to game 3. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. right, everybody, welcome back to game number 2 between San Diego State University and University of Hawaii Esports. And it was a very interesting pick and ban phase for both these two squads. We see a pretty standard team composition for San Diego State, and then we want another scrap and fighting comp from UHE, but a little bit more squishier compared to last game.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot more room for misplaying. We got Draco on the Gragas dance. Let's go, Draco. All right, I think this game's over. I think UHE Sports has won the game. Gragas has danced. I think this is officially over. But yeah, a lot less room for UH to misstep here. We don't have as much healing or as much tankiness with the Silas. So it's really going to be feast or famine for the side of UH Esports.
Yep, and I do want to see how Ryan Park will play this game because we see a lot of Twitches. They like to roll around a lot and try to make plays around the map. And if he gets far ahead in bot lane, we might see him sort of rotate towards that mid side, kill the Rise, and hopefully get fed himself. It's a wait and see process, see what happens. As now we see opposite starts for both of these junglers. The red side starting on pretty much red side for both of them.
Right. We saw the mirrored clears last game. I think that Chemo has identified that they really need to shut down Clown before he's able to scale, or conversely, they really need to enable King with Jax to kind of do a lot of damage. Jax's, of course, Counter-Strike will be negating a lot of damage from Glacius.
Getting some little poke damage, but already the Guardian proc for Inicia, and it's pretty much an even trade towards that. Top lane, we figured that's gonna happen. Just King just doing whatever King wants to do.
Yeah, Ryan Park had a good idea here, but the blade of the what is that called? The rune that makes your attack really fast for 3 turns.
Lethal Tempo.
Not Lethal Tempo. The other way. Halo Blade.
Halo Blade. Okay.
Coming out from Ashe actually allows him to trade back onto the kind of early aggression from Twitch. We saw Alacius with the really heavy trade onto Corley, another one of those, and that will spell, the gray screen for Corley here.
Yeah, and I do want to point out for Ashe now, I see a lot more people, they're not sure if they want to go Halo Blades or for the Comet. If you're in some type of lane, I do say Halo Blades is the better one, especially you want to auto a lot more. As a flash in from Lacey, as he threw it in place, he will fall, but that's a flash ignite for a 1-for-1 trade. Lacey gets the kill, but I think it's more worth it in Curly's favor, especially if Leeson does come in later on.
Yeah, unfortunately, Curly's gonna miss out on that wave.
Oh god.
The missing flash on Lacius is kind of big for the Lee Sin ganks. So again, just as you said, the Lee Sin will have to be looking mid. And the Draco also should be aware of this, maybe deciding to hover mid after taking grab or just resetting. I think overall in this game, we're going to see a very aggressive playstyle early from UH Esports, and depending on how well Chemo is able to counter gank, or how well Corley and Booty and John in the bot lane are able to minimize, I think that's where we'll see whether the game is won or lost in its first maybe 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, I agree so. And I also want to point, I do want to see what this Ashe will build first, because I feel like nowadays you do want to prioritize going Imperial Mandate first, especially if you have an AD carry like Silver, but it looks like she's not going for that early on, unfortunately. We'll have to wait and see though if she sort of pivots that instead, as Ryan Park being a little sneaky, a little rat, like my Valorant games, as he's going in, getting a little slow on top of Booty Devour. Nice silence coming in from Unician as well, and we take those. Not a bad poke at all.
Yeah, I think Unician may have stepped a little far there. If the Twitch isn't successful on the kill, they're gonna have to back up. But we see a
top lane.
Both junglers are in top lane, top side now.
Oh wow, that's a lot of damage in top side. Same with mid as over there. And now back to bot side, we see a little more poke damage from Unician and Ryan Park. Unician is out of mana. Need to be very careful. Exhaust is up. Exhaust top of the Booty Devourer, but there's 2 marksmen in the bot side, not just a Silver. Flash in, ESL up. That'll be a kill for Ryan Park. They want more. It'll be not a double kill just yet. Pass me to John will live with the barrier. Well, by the hair of his chinny chin. And speaking of hair on chins, here is Draco with the Gregusi, as Switch I was saying earlier, but he will just walk backwards and not invade.
Yeah, Draco does not want to take these early fights. Isolated 1v1s against Chemo, and the 2v2 is not looking much better for Clown. So I think Draco will try to be focusing mid lane again. Putting that Rise behind, putting Curly behind further will just make it so much harder for them to achieve their win condition, where King and Curly are just able to perma push their waves, and not too much the UH would be able to do. Lazius is doing a really good job, I think, in this lane, trying to get ahead and continually all-in, look for these all-ins based on the wave state, but Chemo off in the wings. Gonna have to be careful and get some vision down, just in case he decides to pay a visit to Flashless Tristana.
Oh yeah, definitely so. And oh, you would have mentioned there's Chemo, as you mentioned, but nice control wards from Lazius. First Dragon, by the way, is Mountain Drake. So not a bad Drake to have, especially if you are UHE with this Gragas and this Malphite. And looks like Draco will get to the crab first.
Yeah, both sides really want these kinds of, really want Mountain Drake. Making the Draco and Clown tankier is nice, but having that extra damage or having that extra shield or stats for Curly to be able to just face tank and do Rise things would also be very nice on the side of San Diego. Some interesting play. Mid lane, we just see the back and forth clearing of waves, and it's kind of interesting. I really thought we would see more of a kind of freeze coming from Lazius, as much as you can freeze on Tristana, but opting to go aggressive and push, maybe looking to try to get priority for this Baron as Kimmel starts his red buff, and the UH Esports are not on vision. They're just able to get this dragon.
Yeah, they have no prio mid lane or in bot side, so pretty smart from Chemo, trying not to go too aggressive for that, early dragon. This is first dragon still, but bot side though, Lazius and Draco, a little bit sneaky. He jumps in. He has the ultimate as well. He gets instantly deleted. John is no more as Booty Devourer. You'll live for another day.
Yeah, this is exactly what Lazius wants. Instantly destroying somebody and then backing for his wave, which is going to be rebounding. That was a huge pickup. A lot of turret plates also going to happen to go down, and they're going to be picked up by Ryan Park. This is looking like a rough early game from San Diego, but again, they've shown that in those neck-to-neck, when it's dead even, they can still fight.
Oh no, here we go again. This ease in on top of Booty. The kill goes towards Ryan Park. And Draco, he just vibing. He has a W. He may get some damage, but he had to flash out because the minions were there, and he would, fall if he, stayed a little bit longer. And passing to John, making sure they can't back too much if possible. But Unician, what are you doing? But he's still living. Wait, it's a passive. He's running, and a ghost blown by Ryan Park. He's gonna kill past me to John. Oh, it worked out so well. You hear the music. Oh, the misery. As 3-0-1 for Ryan Park.
You could smell the bloodthirstiness coming out from John. Such an overstay from Unician, but no punish because 90% slow on to which what ability is that? W. The nasty little rat poison, just not allowing Unician or allowing Unician to get out. But we see here Clown is getting ganked.
Unstoppable force. It looks like it's not. Oh, it is available actually. I lied, but oh my god, we cannot do that on Hawaii ping. It's 100 ping for us. But a flash in. Same thing with Brother Chemo. He will fall as Gragas gets a kill on top of King. And Chemo has to back away. As look over here, here comes the rocket jump in from Lazius. He just gets a kill on top of Kiori, but Wish coming in from this Soraka. He gets a flash out as well. Chemo, they dodge the moves. Look at that, but he will fall to the ash. Draco wants another kill. He is a blood thirsty. Gragas flash is not available for Varsity to John just yet, and that is 3 kills total going over to this Gragas.
Yeah, I'll drink you under the table scrub indeed. Just an unfortunate, it's some interesting play from Lasius flashing away from the Ashe. I think he just had to auto to kill, but unfortunately Kimo not able to land that Sonic Wave and eventually giving the kills both to Gragas. Gragas not to be, you know, messed with. We've seen how Draco plays this really aggressive style of jungling, and when Gragas is fed, he is going to put his belly fat onto you and you will die. You will suffocate and blow up. And then he will, you know, he'll get you drunk because he can't cope with just himself drinking.
Oh yeah, I do want to point out first item is already built up for this Tristana Kraken Slayer built up, and against Arise, who does pretty much tankier stats compared to most mid laners. That's a very smart buy for him. Now let's see what happens.
I think with the Noon Quiver from Sipper, we're gonna start seeing where pushing these waves is actually not going to be beneficial for Ryan and Unison. They're just going to want to let them push, use their Q or W.
Draco, he comes in, but so is a counter guy coming in from Kimo. But the flash counter strike, Draco is full, but the casket is enough to make sure they do not go in any further. No flash available for Kimo. He used it to get the kill on top of Clown earlier. Unison gets poked down, but here comes Ryan Park on top of Booty and John. And they will live just a bit further. Heal was blown for him, but top side, it is going to be the Herald used, but Lasius rocket jumping in.
On Vision, unfortunately, and Lasius not going to be able to pick up another free chicken dinner from this Sivir bot lane.
Unironically, I think if you buzzer shotted past me the John, it might have actually just killed the Booty there. Funnily enough, I'm pretty sure that was what would have happened if you threw a bomb on top of him, ulted. It might have just killed the Sivir.
It might have. It would have been close. It's a hard decision to make when evaluating the cost or opportunity cost here for killing Purely again and just putting him even further behind. But as we saw earlier, so much value from Draco's ult, just able to kind of turn what would otherwise be a double kill into nothing for the side of San Diego. So they're going to have to be careful. Kimo, again, kind of wary of when he's going to take the Sonic Wave, but Gragas is just doing so good.
Rocket jump going in, does not get rid up in place, gets a double rocket jump because he got the passive, but they want more. There goes a shot on top of Kimo, does not go in any further, but Draco is there to help out. The Chanticle's arrow lands on top of Gragas, no slow on top of Lasius. The Sonic Wave will miss, but the side is on top of the Ashe. He gets rooted in place. Where is the Twitch? He's still bot side, not sneaking it up just yet.
I'm so surprised Lasius got away with that. Purely finally finishing his Rod of the Aegis means he's going to be so tanky, but Ryan Park looking for a kill. He's thirsty for it. It smells. The smell is too powerful. It kills Booty, and he goes down. He's gonna miss the wave. Unfortunate development for San Diego.
So close, yet so far for this squad. And now Clown also has the lead against King in the farm department. Pretty good considering it's a Jax versus Malphite matchup. So not bad at all. Ryan Park trying to go in on top of passing the John. Ratatata yet again. The flash, the barrier, not enough because Ryan Park, he smells blood in the water.
Yeah, and this is exactly the issue with picking something like Sivir Ashe. It really works in theory, but the power of Twitch backed up by Unision's Soraka might just, it is proving to be just too much for Sivir to scale into her items. You know, ideally she just gets to clear the wave and they don't get to do anything about it, but not able to scale to the item fast enough with the dominance from Ryan Park, just you know, killing them off cooldown at this point.
I mean, it is what it is in this case. Bladed the Rune King. And right now the King is going to be Ryan Park, like you mentioned, 5-0-1. And I'm assuming this like goal differential must be so high for Ryan's favor right now. He's up 5 kills, 30 CS as well compared to his lane opponent. And that is some damn good work for this guy.
Yeah, the only lane that's down right now is Clown, but Clown is just going to get value just sitting there. He is going to be very menacingly standing there, and he's going to knock people up, and he's going to be a tank.
It's a Herald take.
Yeah, Herald take coming out. I think that they just opt to ignore this.
No, they're
If Ryan
not.
Park comes in, this would be very bad for San Diego State.
But Ryan Park, no Sonic Wave for Chemo. He's going in. Spray and Pray is ready if he wants to just use it, but a counter strike will make them back away just a little bit. Here comes Purely along with Chemo on the side. Rocket Jump in on top of him, but there goes Malphite Ultimate. He's unstoppable. They want to go in. Laces gets kicked into the Jax, and he will fall as well. That's 3 kills. Going over to UHE for now. Booty gets slowed just a tiny bit. There goes the flash for Laces to get a kill as for himself. Ryan Park, though, will get it instead, and the last man is Purely, but they might try to dive this if they want to.
Ryan Park playing so patiently there. As soon as King started spinning, helicoptering on him, Ryan immediately stepped back. Very good awareness, knowing that if King gets on him, Ryan Park will likely just die.
Another
fight, but just
John.
not damage. No damage coming out.
He does spawn, and he's already dead. He has a family.
Yeah.
I mentioned earlier, I'm not a fan of this build either, but Purely forced to flash away. But he's going... I'm not a fan of this build. He should want Imperial Mandate first, in my opinion. Instead, he just wants to reveal Vision, but I don't think that's enough for this composition.
Yeah, we might... Again, it's going to be very hard for San Diego State to come back into this game. They're going to have to try to take isolated fights or 2v1 fights with a numbers advantage, but even so, again, Ryan Park 8-0 here, completing Braid of the Ruin King and his...
oh my god.
What is that item called?
Gale Force. His Gale Force up.
Completing 2 items.
And plus, it is going to be a Shrelia Soraka, so it's even a faster team comp. He wants Ryan Park to just run in and run down his opponents. They see Booty there. They spot out the Grags in the jungle over there as well. See what happens. Draco has to be a little bit careful. Looks like Malphite go back to the top side to sort of counteract that push from the Rise. And there's now Lacius versus King. I don't know how this matchup will go. It's to wait and see to see what happens.
Given how... Normally, I don't think that's a winning matchup, but given how far ahead Lacius is, it just might be winnable.
Oh,
Draco
but Unician is caught out. He will fall. The Dragon's Kick already down, though. Clown, that's a 2-man knockup. Ryan Park in the center. He will get evaporated by Booty Devour. And now Clown has to flash away. No ultimate available. Looks like the Dragon Strike will land. Chemo will go in. But he has backup. Draco, Lacius. They want to fight if possible. Everyone is super low. They know something's fishy. They can sense it. As there goes Lacius jumping in. And it'll be a retreat. They may have gotten 2 kills. But San Diego, they have to be so careful because Lacius, 1 kill equals a reset. And it is all downhill there.
Yeah, they're just showing exactly what we talked about in the draft phase. UHE Sports cannot overstep with whatever comp they have. It's just not enough health, not enough armor. They're not tanky enough to step up like that. So as soon as Chemo identified that Lacius was, or Ryan was there, that's the target. He kicks him back and deletes him before he can press the E button, spelling doom for the team.
Again,
but Chemo
Lacius
out here.
Jumps in, not enough. I said John will now fall. Instead, oh no, the blast plant will go AWire, unfortunately. And Chemo got caught out, but in the end, it's John that falls. But Ryan Park with his own Gale Force to secure the kill there on top of Chemo as Gale Force out for Booty Devour. There goes the Herald. Dragon's Live as well. It's a Chemtech Drake, 3rd Drake for them if they want to go for it. Counter-Strike, flash out for Unician. They want to go in on top of King. King will fall. He knows it's done. All game and over for himself. As they just push towards this mid lane with Herald.
Yeah, the Twitch is just... It's not something you see every game, and as soon as you lose to it once, you know exactly why you lost. Being in an open lane and farming has never been so dangerous. You step up to the wave, you're like, yay, they delivered gold to me, and there's the rat. He's just there, he kills you, he takes your wave, the wave dies to turret, you get nothing.
Oh,
and we're seeing something similar there!
John just spawned, and he might just fall already. And Tactical's arrow means nothing as the E eliminates him from this realm. Top side, Clown trying to back away from this Rise. Unstoppable Force is ready. But so just back up. That's 3, by the way, 3 Drakes taken for UHE. One more Drake for Chemtech Soul as well.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the
Uh-oh.
elemental rift is
Ryan Park. There's not much to say about this one. He might just fall here. Dragon Strike and the kick. Shirelia's, they're going to chase him down, Joe. It's just a scary feat to see.
oh, no blue buff available for Chemo to kick to. But again, these blast cones giving a lot of value, also giving the move speed kind of critical. Is he going to be able
I
to
think he just
execute?
dies.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
he
tower
just
shot.
died. It was the poison from the Twitch as Draco almost soloing Booty. He has the cast once he use it. Instead, he gets backup from Ryan Park. The flash will make sure he lives as he gets cast away by the Gragas.
Yeah, unfortunately, John kind of being relegated to a super minion here. He really just does not have the damage to compete with the rat, and he can't step up for the wave. He can't get vision. Ryan just really not giving any space for San Diego to breathe here. Even going over to dive under the turret goes down.
Oh, Booty might be falling here.
Booty
John does
living.
die. That's the
Does
W.
too.
Doesn't reset because he used it as right after the Sivir died, unfortunately. As flash in for Kiorli, but the Witch is coming in to wish upon a star, and he will survive.
Yeah, I think that was a really valiant attempt by Kiorli. He identified just one misstep, and really all it takes is one misstep for UH to lose this game, and for San Diego to be right back in it. Of course, Chemo not actually unscaling, but just getting more difficult to execute. But Ryan, unfortunately, the rat strikes again. He's just chilling there in the lane. He can't walk up.
It's so close. Chemo, he's gonna just fall here. He splashes in, and he's just gonna go in and try to push out on top of Lasius. But the Gale Force will make him fall. Sivir so close to getting a kill there. He will get it, but he falls. That is gonna be the ace for UHE, and it might be the base for them as well.
Oh, King actually DCing. I think even if they're up, they're just opting to get out of this game.
I don't think
very
that's
unfortunate.
a DC. I think they know it's all done and dusted for this one. As with 5 seconds left before the next member spawns, Nexus turrets will fall, and UH Esports, University of Hawaii, completes the 2-0 sweep against San Diego State University and pretty much secure a solid 3rd place seeding going into the playoffs of Mountain West CLoL Conference. Wow.
Yeah, excellent play coming out from UHE Sports today. In both games, they wanted a certain draft, and they drafted it, and they executed. Ryan Park on his famous and renowned Twitch, the Rat King, showing who is stinky and who is not so stinky. Yeah, so I didn't know where I was going with that, but again, Draco Laurent allowed to play the game, and once it gets rolling, that's GG's. Really good showing, though, from San Diego State. We saw really good plays from Booty and John earlier in the first game. This game, unfortunately, Champions not allowing them to play the game that they wanted to.
Unfortunate indeed, but god damn, just looking at all those stats on our screen, Ryan Park 14-1-5. He's just so strong, but you also point out Lasius, we didn't know if it was going to be enough on top of the Tristana, but it worked. We're used to see him on Lissandra, Syndra, Oriana, but busting out the Akali Tristana today, showing he's not just a control mage player. He'll get in your face and go for those kills himself.
Yeah, I think both teams did a really good job, but unfortunately, UHE Sports, I think, having the superior draft and very clean execution in the second game.
Clean indeed. Phenomenal team competitions overall by their coaching staff. Make sure they get all comfort, but also that's a brawly comp, like you mentioned earlier in the stream. They're going for fights now, not just playing back, playing safe. They want to start these fights themselves. They do not want to be the ones waiting for the opposing team to come at them.
Right. I think playing on the off foot is so hard and doesn't suit Draco's style. But when he gets to sit in the driver's seat and he is the one pressing that acceleration pedal, UH Esports is doing a really good job. And Clown, again, not really doing anything, but being there menacingly and such a powerful presence in all of these team fights. We saw multiple man knockups from him on Malphite. We saw insane play from him again on Ornn yesterday and earlier today as Shen, carrying from that support role. Really good showing from, I think.
Yeah, I gotta say is that they let them cook. They let them cook, and it showed perfectly for this game, for this series. But that'll be up for this weekend. A 0-2 finish yesterday, 2-0 finish today, 1-1 weekend overall for UHE in the Mountain West CLoL Conference. One more round to go for them for this week. I believe their final opponents, let me check real fast, for this conference will be, drumroll please, if I can find it anywhere, Rebel Resolve. That will be their final opponent. And if I remember correctly, that is University of Nevada, Las Vegas, the final opponents for the CLoL Conference of the Mountain West Division. And I thought it would be playoffs.
Yeah, exciting. I'm waiting to see if Lady Luck will pull it through for Nevada or whether, I don't know. We don't have a mascot, do we? We don't have the Menahunas or anything like that, right? I don't know.
Not for esports, not for
UH
esports, unfortunately. And, the mascot's Kevin. We're the UHE
Kevin.
Kevins. We're the UHE
UHE
Kevins.
Kevins, yeah. So the
Just,
Kevin's really gonna pull
just
through.
it's like a 5-foot like Asian dude. Just hold him up like Lion King style.
Yeah,
As we're playing our
yeah.
game. Yeah. But
I
anyway,
agree.
that's going to be us for this weekend, like I said. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Shout out to all the players, coaching staff, and from UHE, as well as for San Diego State University. Shout out to our producer/observer, Bog Jim, for this whole weekend, making sure we got all of these games for you guys on stream. And, of course, shout out to my co-caster, JoJo. I think it's this way. I'm not sure which way it is. But thanks for being here, man. It wouldn't be a UHE game without you.
No, thanks for backpacking me. I'm always glad to be around for casting. I have a lot of fun doing it, and I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah, but that'll be it from us at UHE. We'll see you guys next time. Have a good night.
Aloha.